Hey guys, so we got a Woj bomb yesterday. The reason I didn't make a video on this immediately for free agency is because I was taking a break yesterday and I was on vacation. It was my vacation day. I felt like I needed to get a rest from all these videos, but I'm back at it with another video. Woj reports, ESPN story on four-time All-Star Kemba Walker agreeing to an OKC buyout and his plans to join the Knicks. Kemba to join Knicks after OKC buyout. Kemba Walker joining the Knicks has a huge impact on the NBA, even though you don't think it is, since Kemba Walker is a very old player now and is a veteran that can't really do much on the offensive end, but he'll still probably average 17 to 18 points per game next season. The New York Knicks just become one of the teams that won free agency. The New York Knicks, along with a few other teams, were huge winners in free agency and have now built a super team with Kemba Walker having to sign with the Knicks in free agency. Walker is going to be a great locker room leader for the New York Knicks, and it's apparent that Kemba Walker is just trying to win a championship at this point, because we already knew that the New York Knicks roster was loaded, but Kemba Walker is going onto a roster that is even more loaded now with his excellency coming to the franchise. Kemba Walker could honestly be one of the greatest point guards in New York Knicks history, although Kemba is falling down and is not as the greatest productor that he used to be. Kemba is still one of the best players in the NBA, and I don't care what anybody else says. He is a driving force that can get to the bucket at will, crosses you over at any moment or time, and can surprise you with his amazing handles and ability to get to the basket with his incredible footwork. And what's amazing is that that's exactly what the New York Knicks needed in free agency this offseason. They didn't have someone who is exactly a great point guard besides Derrick Rose. So adding Kemba Walker to the charge will be a great move for the New York Knicks, and I could possibly see the New York Knicks getting a number 2 seed next season because of Kemba Walker. Last season, Kemba Walker averaged an incredible 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. The only thing with Kemba next season is he has to be more consistent than he has been in the past 2 seasons with Boston, because in the past 2 seasons with Boston, he was in and out of the starting lineup, was getting injured, was the star of the team at one point. Jason Tatum took over. So with the New York Knicks, he needs to have a more consistent role, and sure, he won't be averaging as many points as he has been in Boston even, but he'll still be a great contributor who can score a bucket whenever you want him to. But literally, the New York Knicks roster is literally stacked with the guys like Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Derrick Rose, Mitchell Robinson, and now Kemba Walker. Like I said, I wouldn't expect too much of things from Kemba Walker next season, because usually when a band of NBA superstars get together, each one of them has to get used to a lesser role than they were a season ago. So Kemba Walker is really in the same situation he was in Boston, where he had to go to a lesser role. He'll have to go to an even lesser role in New York. But it won't be much of a problem, because Kemba Walker is a very flexible player. He just wants rings right now. He wants to be a successful player, but he wants to also be a successful player on a winning team that can get the job done. Like my boy AJ Analysis said, the New York Knicks getting Kemba Walker in free agency is literally the steal of free agency. They honestly couldn't have gotten anyone better, and this makes the team just a perfect fit. And this core group of players will definitely gel well together, in my opinion, because a lot of them have actually played with each other before. The only guy who's new is Kemba Walker, who will be the new kid on the block in New York City. And fun fact, Kemba Walker actually grew up in the New York area. And then we got another Woj bomb, because according to Adrian Wojnarowski, Washington is sending Chandler Hutchinson and a 2022 second-round pick to San Antonio as a part of a multi-team deal in the Spencer Dinwidee sign-and trade, sources tell ESPN. Brooklyn got to 2024 second and a 2025 pick swap from the Washington Wizards. So Spencer Dinwiddie is on his way to the Washington Wizards, which is a great move for the Washington Wizards. This is what the Washington Washington Wizards needed. They needed a guy off the bench who can give you a scoring strike at any single moment. And I wouldn't be surprised if Spencer Dinwiddie got Sixth Man of the Year this season. Dinwiddie wasn't able to play last season because of an injury that held him out for the entire year, but Dinwiddie is going to prove himself more than ever this next season and be able to get the job done. Spencer Dinwiddie is one of those guys who can score the basketball when you want him to, and when he gets on fire, there's no stopping him. Most people think that the Spencer Dinwiddie sign and trade is kind of boring, but I beg to differ. Spencer Dinwiddie is one of the most interesting players that you could talk about in the NBA because he was held out for literally an entire year, and it'll be exciting to see if he's going to be a great player next season or if he's not going to be as well as he was after his injury. Although in the 2020 season when Dinwiddie was on the Nets, he had one of the best seasons of his career, and actually the best season, averaging 20 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds per night. It's going to be interesting to see how Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal have chemistry together because they're both shooting guards who just love to score. Are they going to start them at the same time, or is Dinwiddie going to come off the bench? I'm leaning toward Dinwiddie coming off the bench because Bradley Beal is one of the best scorers in the game today, and I'm not sure if he could enjoy playing while Dinwiddie was on the court with him. They also probably wouldn't be a good fit together on the court at the same time because they have basically the exact same play style. But that's my take on it, and it's just an opinion. But Spencer Dinwiddie will be a good fit with the Washington Wizards because he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year. I've already called it. He'll probably average something like 18 or 19 points per game next season if he's okay from his injury, because people who get held out for an entire year of basketball sometimes don't make the best recoveries. We saw that with a guy like Yusuf Nurkic, but that is what's up with Spencer Dinwiddie. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff, and as always, I'm your boy Hyper Basketball, and we're out.